Well, it's time to bring it on with your email questions, and this first one is sent in by Diana, who says, my youngest child, 30 years old, just told us that he is transgender, a male to female. As Christians, how do we handle this?
Well, I think the first thing you do is make sure that this guy knows what he's talking about. It's not just some momentary fantasy that he's engaged in. You should have some tests and things done just to help him, because this is a pretty permanent deal. They cut off your male member and you can't get it back, and they give you hormones and so forth. Now, if indeed this is a true situation of a woman with woman feelings and hormonal responses that's trapped in a male body, and there are a few of those, I can't see anything sinful about, changing it. I know people say, well, that's the way God made them. Well, yeah, sure, but God could have done a lot of things that, we get corrective surgery for. So I don't think if somebody is a true transgender, we should, condemn them. I mean, that's just the way it is. And, but nevertheless, I think as a loving parent, you should counsel that person and say, you've got to make absolutely certain that you know what you're doing. This isn't just something because you happen to find an attraction towards some man someplace and you think you're a female. I mean, you better check that one out pretty carefully. But in terms of parents, I mean, the guy's 30 years old. I mean, he's an adult, mature adult. So what can you do except love him, all right?
Okay, this is Kathy, who says, my son fell off a roof and hit his head when he was 16. He suffered from a traumatic brain injury and since then has been diagnosed with schizophrenia. The voices he tells me he hears sound very demonic to me, but doctors say it's a chemical imbalance. We're really not sure if it's demonic or brain damage. Can you please pray for his healing?
Well, we'll get people here praying for him, but I really think that the doctors are probably right on that one. I think that there is a neurological imbalance. It didn't you say chemical, I don't know, but you need a blood screening, a blood test, and to see exactly what's going on. Maybe you'll find out something, I don't know, but that doesn't sound demonic just because you hit your head. All right.
Okay, this is Christy, who says, I'm confused about how, quote, first fruits work. Do I have to give my whole first check of the month?
Well, not every month. That would be pretty penalized. You've got an agricultural system the whole year. These people plant and they harvest and so forth. And then there's a time that they gather the first. And that was Pentecost. It was first fruits. They waved an offering unto the Lord. But you're certainly not going to give your first paycheck every month. That's not what first fruits is. It has to do with the annual agricultural planting. And I think if you make a business deal and you have, say, you're selling property and your first paycheck, you give a portion of that as first fruits. But I just think we shouldn't be all hung up on legalism. We're free from this. We're free from the Lord. And, in a sense, everything that we have belongs to the Lord. And we give him what belongs to him. It's all his. So let him guide you as you go along and not be, as I say, hung up on some legalism. All right.
This is Raymond, who says, my former preacher told me because I left his church and went to another one, I would be going to hell. If I should run into him again and he repeats his sentiment, what's the best and biblical response to share with him?
So you look forward to meeting him in hell, because he's going there too. You'll have a grand time together.
That is going to rethink that response.
That's an outrageous statement for some pastor to say. It's just outrageous. That's what a cult says. That's the way cults keep their membership. If you leave us, you are going to hell. We are the truth. There is no other truth except in our little cult. And if you leave our cult, you're going to hell. That sounds cultish. And you need to get as far away from them as you can. And you see, if you meet him again, what do you say? You just say, I don't buy what you're teaching. I think you're in error. And leave it at that. But don't get hung up on it and don't try to refute it. Just go, get away. All right.
This is Sheila, who says, is it okay to listen to Christian rap music?
Well, I don't know what's in the rap music. I mean, you say it's Christian.
Well, the lyrics, there are rappers who have Christian lyrics.
But I mean, she didn't say what kind of rap she's listening to. Is it okay? Well, you know, here's the rule. If it's not of faith, it's sin. Mm-hmm. Now, if you believe it's wrong, then it's sin. If you don't believe it's wrong, it's not. I mean, I know that sounds kind of loosey-goosey, but that's the way it is. So I just think Christian rap, these rappers are trying to serve the Lord, and they want to glorify God in this medium of music. So is it a sin to listen to it? I don't think so, but it depends on what you feel in your own heart. If you feel you're guilty because you're doing it, then don't do it. That's easy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is
All
easy.
Right.